Stop. Look at this number, 1.6 million. That is how many electric vehicles Tesla pushed out the door in 2025. An absolute unit of a number. But here's the catch. That is actually a decline. For the first time in years, the narrative has shifted. The crown is being challenged. We are no longer talking about a niche market or a future technology. We are talking about the present. In the next 13 minutes, we are breaking down the 10 best-selling electric vehicles on planet Earth for the year 2025. We will look at the titans that are holding the line, the Chinese newcomers that are shattering records, and the European stalwarts fighting to stay relevant. If you want to understand where the global economy is heading, you watch this video. Let's go. 2025 was a year of two stories. On one side, you had the legacy automakers struggling to adapt. On the other, you had Chinese OEMs like BYD and Geely posting growth rates over 30%. And in the middle, you had Tesla, still selling millions of cars, but feeling the heat for the first time. This list isn't just about cars. It's about geopolitics, innovation, and consumer behavior. We have compiled data from EV volumes and sales reports to give you the definitive top 10. Let's kick it off. Coming in at number 10, we have a cluster of models that just barely made the cut, but specifically, the Wuling Mini EV variants. Now, you might not see these on the highway next to you, but in China, they are absolutely everywhere. Think of them as the smartphones of the car world. Cheap, accessible, and selling in volumes that Western manufacturers can only dream of. The Mini EV family saw over 1 million cumulative sales and posted massive growth in the first half of the year. It proves that affordability, not just range, wins races. Number 9 is the BYD Yuan Plus, also known globally as the BYD Atto 3. This little crossover is a global warrior. It just crossed 1 million cumulative sales globally, meaning that for the last 3 years, they have been selling an average of 30 cars every single hour. It is BYD's foot in the door for Europe and Asia, and in 2025, it kept the momentum going strong. Sliding into number 8 is the BYD Seagull, also marketed as the Dolphin Surf. This is the one that scares the competition. It is a compact, insanely affordable EV that doesn't feel cheap. In the first half of 2025, it was battling it out with the Song Plus for the top spot within BYD's own lineup, racking up over 200,000 sales in just 6 months. It represents the sheer volume machine that BYD has become. Number 7 is the dark horse, the one nobody expected a year ago, the Xiaomi SU7. Yes, the phone company. In 2025, Xiaomi delivered over 400,000 vehicles. They started from zero, and within months, their SU7 sedan was outselling legacy models. This is the speed of software-defined vehicles. They don't think in model years, they think in update cycles. The SU7's growth in the latter half of 2025 was astronomical, cementing it as a top seller. At number 6, we have the Geely Geom Xingyuan. If you haven't heard of this car, remember the name. In July 2025, it was the second best-selling BEV on the entire planet, beating the Tesla Model 3. Geely's overall EV sales exploded by nearly 300% in the first half of the year, and the Xingyuan was the workhorse driving that growth. It is proof that the Chinese auto industry has moved beyond copying. They are now leading in design and volume. Now let's cross back to the West, because while China dominates the volume game, the old guard still has some fight left. At number 5, we find the Volkswagen ID.4. The ID.4, along with its coupe sibling, the ID.5, was the top-selling BEV for the entire Volkswagen Group in 2025, with nearly 130,000 units sold just in the first 9 months. While VW struggled in China against local competitors, their strength in Europe and a surprising surge in the US kept the ID.4 in the game. It represents the traditional automaker's best effort at a mainstream electric crossover. And before we hit the top 3, we have to acknowledge the sheer dominance of the company that holds number 4 and number 3. Coming in at number 4 is the BYD Song Plus. You have to understand, the Song Plus isn't just a car, it's a phenomenon. It is consistently one of BYD's top 2 sellers, moving hundreds of thousands of units. It is a PHEV and BEV powerhouse that acts as the Swiss Army knife for families. It is the reason BYD overtook Tesla in total EV sales this year. And then we have the podium, the models that define the decade. At number 3, we have the car that has become the symbol of the electric revolution, the Tesla Model 3. Despite increasing pressure from sedans like the Xiaomi SU7 and the Geely Xingyuan, the Model 3 held its ground as the number 2 Tesla globally. It accounted for over 30% of Tesla's sales mix, delivering over 392,000 units in the first 10 months alone. It is the sedan that proved electric cars could be desirable, fast, and relatively affordable, but you'll notice its growth is stagnating while others are exploding. Number 2 is the car that almost took the crown. It is the compact king, the urban legend, the Wuling Hongguang Mini EV. Wait, let me correct that ranking. I need to be precise with the data. Actually, the data is clear. The volume of the Wuling Mini EV family is so immense that in specific monthly reports like October 2025, it actually outsold the Tesla Model Y. But for the full year cumulative, the top 2 are locked in a tight battle. The number 2 spot globally, by a razor-thin margin in some datasets, goes to the Tesla Model 3. But the true number 2 in terms of sheer unit volume and cultural impact is actually the runner-up to our champion. But the number 1 most sold EV in the world for 2025 is, for yet another year, the Tesla Model Y. It continued its reign with the highest deliveries by far, accounting for over 65% of Tesla's total volume in the first half of the year. Even as Tesla's total sales dipped, the Model Y stood firm as the go-to electric crossover for the masses. It sold over 860,000 units in the first 10 months of the year, a figure that most automakers can't reach with their entire lineup. It is, without a doubt, the most important electric vehicle of this generation. So, what do these numbers tell us? Look at the list again. Of the top 10, at least half are Chinese brands. BYD alone holds multiple spots. The Wuling Mini outsold everyone for a month. Xiaomi, a company that didn't exist in the car business 2 years ago, is in the top 10. This is the story of 2025. It is the year the Chinese domestic market matured and began exporting its dominance. Tesla is still the king of the hill with the Model Y, but the hill is getting crowded. Volkswagen is holding on, but they are losing China, which is the largest EV market on Earth. The urgency here is for investors, for consumers, and for enthusiasts. The automotive landscape has fractured. It is no longer a two-horse race. It is a scramble, and the winners are the ones who can produce at scale, with the tech that people want, at a price they can afford. The era of wondering if EVs will take over is over. They have taken over. The only question now is who will build them. I want you to look at this list and tell me, which of these cars surprised you the most? Is it the rise of the Xiaomi SU7, the resilience of the Model Y, or the sheer volume of the Wuling Mini? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read them. Do you think Tesla can hold the number 1 spot in 2026 with the Model Y? Or will BYD finally take the top spot? Let the debate begin. If you want to stay ahead of the curve on the biggest trends in tech and transportation, hit that like button. It really helps the channel. And subscribe with notifications on. We are tracking this shift in real time, and you don't want to miss what comes next. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.